right, everybody. We are doing a little bit of Sherlock Holmes work here. Specifically, what I'm talking about, we're going to be looking over one of my older videos. Sorry about that. Where we are talking about the doppelganger ability for Virgil and how I may have messed it up, but I'm trying to figure out how I messed it up because I spent a little bit of time thinking about it. Sorry, I'm just trying to plug my phone in real quick because we're low on battery for this recording. And I was like, why did I think that his special reset his devil trigger buff? Why would I think that? Why would I think that as soon as you drop his special, you get to double your hit count again? And after I just recorded my video talking about how I'm probably wrong about that, I then remembered. I remembered exactly why I was actually thinking that. Because, and I'm going to see if we can find the fight again, right? Point is, I have the video. I think this is the video where I'm kind of going through and looking over it. I just want to explain to you guys what we're about to be looking at. So I went through this fight, and it is a close fight. Virgil's underpowered here. This was a close fight, right? So I would start the fight, and I would drop Doppelganger, and I would go through the fight, and I would just barely make it through, damn it, right? And then I would start the fight, and I would drop his special, right? And off of the bonus to his special, then I would fight that same fight again, and it would be just as close, okay? So my thinking was, if dropping that special is not doubling his hit count, there's no way I would be able to beat this fight, right? And it's just as close as when I'm dropping Doppelganger and actually doubling my hit count. It ends up being like the same exact fight. And I'm like, if his special doesn't double his hit count, I don't know how I'm making it through this boss fight. I shouldn't even be able, I should barely be able to get him to half health before he kills me. Right? Because with Doppelganger effective, I can just barely take his full hit point bar out. It gets really close and he almost kills me at the end. And if that's what it takes with me having double a hit count, then I don't know how I could beat him without doubling my hit count. i.e., his special has to be turning on the double hit count. So I don't know. Let's just watch this. It's been a while since I've seen this. Maybe we could just kind of look over it together. I thought maybe, just maybe, you absolutely have to use Doppelganger before you use your special or it locks you out of it. Mind you, now, yeah, this is 2 weeks ago. So this is right when we are first getting it and I'm messing with it. We, of course, have a way better idea of how it works now. That's not the case. Even if it was, it would still be an amazingly powerful ability. So I went into Reunion, and the whole idea here is I actually need some MP to cast Hydra Shell on myself, and I was going to see if I could balance some Keen Eyes or Sharp Eyes, to eat up my MP, but do more damage, right? And obviously, if I'm using Doppelganger at the beginning of the fight, that's not going to let me do that. So let me just show you guys what I'm talking about, right? Now, there is something important to note here. You can only use Doppelganger once, and you might need to in order to get to your special, right? But after you do something like that, you can't throw Hydro Shell or anything like that because you would be out of MP unless... Another quick question that this has kind of sprung is if I have... Okay, what I'm saying is if I have my Doppelganger buff on and it's doubling my hit count and I use my special, does that get turned into a DB buff before that special gets dropped or after that special gets dropped? Because if it's after then I should still have Doppelganger effective while I'm dropping the special. And shouldn't that double the hit count of my special? Question mark. Or does it change it into the Devil Driver buff before he actually throws the special and does all the hits? I don't know. I've just thought of that now. Anybody have a quick answer to that? Please leave me a comment.
You have a way to get MP back through Spirit Breath or something like that, which costs a lot of SC, just to be able to charge your MP back up, and you'd have to wait for it. But we dropped Hydra Shell on herself, right? So we are not... the thing is, I can use Doppelganger right now, but as soon as as soon as the old man hits me with a lightning spell, I think Hydra Shell goes away. So we will see how long it lasts, but I absolutely do need it here to survive. So we'll drop our arc.
Okay, so we dropped the arc. I'm under the impression right now in this video, it's what I'm testing kind of, is that as soon as I drop his special, right now, I'm going to because I'm using the arc, his hit count should get doubled. And then I'm going to go to town on Maja, and I can barely kill this guy, right? Let's just watch.
We will target this fool and see if we can get through this fight targeting Maja, right? We got our target on. We'll hit him with a snipe attack.
So the hit was not doubled for the snipe attack.
So we see our buff come on.
So there's the buff.
It does say Sin Devil trigger. Enter a state to release your true demonic nature. I'm assuming this is the state that we're in, right? If I go into here, I still have Doppelganger blacked out, or I have it blacked out now. Sorry, that's what I meant. Which means I can't use it now. Obviously, they wouldn't want you wasting your MP if you already have.
That's what I thought, but I clearly could be wrong.
The Devil Driver ability up, right? So let's see if we can get at Maja now. Oh, that's...
So right now, I think that I'm getting double the hit count, right? And to me, that's the only way that this guy can get through this fight. I have to be able to do that much amount of damage to Maja.
That bastard. He dodged a good majority of that one.
I mean, I am hitting him for decent damage.
Looks like magic is definitely still interrupting us, but that Hydro Shell is keeping us in the fight.
68.
We really just need to do enough damage to Sheeta. Oh. We're going to throw our spell.
Right, because Virgil can only survive in this fight for a set amount of time. No matter what. This Virgil, even with like the Hydro Shell thing, is going to die. The question is, can he kill Maja before he dies? That was just kind of like the whole thing about it. And if I'm not doubling my hit count, like I don't see how I was achieving that. Unless that 10k extra damage bonus with that he gets from his flinch proof somehow is just as effective as him doubling his attacks with, like, I don't see that being the case. That's just no. So in my mind, like, I'm doubling my hit count after I drop my special here, or else how am I making it
charge our kit? Now we did just, I think, use our Indomitable Spirit.
Now we have 20% more.
It's a good thing that doesn't actually kill you to trigger, right? Because after this, when we actually die, right, you've used up your Indomitable Spirit, and then after that, I think you actually start dying and then coming back to life. It's not when your hit points reach 0, you recover a bunch of health, and you end up
By the way, even if it does work this other way now, you might just want to save your, double hit count ability for when you are on your last life, right? As long as you hold on to your MP, which is going to be tricky to do. Like, the reason I'm going over this and thinking about this and pondering all this is because I might have to adjust my Virgil build, right? But we'll see. So far, like, I'm under the impression right now that Sin Devil Trigger is up, and I'm still getting that double hit count and whatever, and I'm not, according to what was told to me. So right now I'm just using his regular hit count. I have flinch proof and I have a damage percent increase, right?
Boost skill damage dealt. I think, yeah, because you end up with like a...
Boost skill damage dealt is from Indomitable Spirit, because he got me down to low health. My health shot back up to 50%, and I got this buff. So what I was saying too is that's, if this does work the other way, then you really might want to save your Doppelganger buff until after your boost skill damage dealt goes off from Indomitable Spirit, right? Because Indomitable Spirit goes off, boom, you now do 20 or 30% more skill damage with all of your skills, and then you use Doppelganger. Now you're doubling your hit count, and you're doing 30% more damage on top of doubling your hit count because of the boost skill damage dealt from Indomitable Spirit. And he has that built into his kit. Okay, so note made there, right?
30% buff to your skill damage from Indomitable Spirit, right?
I guess, sorry,
So
that's just
that's
a way
good
of saying
because
that I think I still was kind of right about, you might want to choose which of his lives you actually use your Doppelganger ability, right? Because sometimes you can put abilities on where you come back to life and you have a giant damage bonus on top, or you get a huge stat bonus from coming back to life from Netherworld Nature when somebody revives you. And then you can be like, you know what? I do 40% more damage right now for the next 20 seconds. Oh, Doppelganger-roo, and now I double my attack. So you might even be able to dish out way more effing damage there than after you drop a special. But let's keep watching. Remember why we're here.
it's not going to wipe out your Sin Devil driver trigger, or Sin Devil trigger, sorry. So that's good, because the point is, when this character dies...
in case you missed it, I was saying that activating Second Wind, or whatever it's called, where you get that boost, you're not technically dying to do that. Like, that activates before you die, you catch a heal, and you get a damage boost. So you're not losing your Devil Trigger ability from actually dying to proc that 20% more to skill damage or whatever. And with other things you do, right? Like, to get Netherworld Nature, if you die, you have to get revived to have it. You're not going to come back to life with your Devil Trigger ability. So you're coming back to life, from scratch. Maybe that's the best time to actually throw your transformation ability and start dropping S2s and just getting mad crazy damage. I don't know. So this might fundamentally change the way that I'm playing him. Let's see.
And he gets revived or brought back to life, that's it. You are locked out of Sin Devil Trigger until you proc your special again. And you might not be able to proc your special again. You might just die before that happens. So, luckily for me, if I die right now, I still have, 300 magic points. So even if I die right now and I don't have a special to throw, I can come back and I can try to throw Doppelganger now. And now I can try to use up all of my MP, right? And then I would still get to double my skill hit count. But hopefully it doesn't have to get to that. Let's see if we can pull off a miracle here. We're going to S3 over here and just do as much as we can. Oh, it's not looking good. We're coming back to life, and now look, we don't have anything on us. Nothing. Completely wiped us out. It's a good thing I held on to Doppelganger, right? We don't have our Indomitable Spirit buff. We don't have anything right now, so Doppelganger's our only chance, and I don't think we're going to be able to take out Maja.
Yeah,
we're going to get hit with another lightning bolt right now.
Like, the point I get to at the very end of this, I think, is this fight couldn't have been this close if I'm not doubling my hit count. Because I rerun it, and I actually dropped Doppelganger at the very beginning.
Hydro Shell would be pointless. We just have to dump damage on this fool if we can. And Sheeta for the assist. Oh, and we got caught by that lightning.
Right, we just like that lightning.
So, I mean, it's kind of important to pace your MP with this character, I guess.
Look how close that
The good news is, it looks like you can skip. Oh shit! No, I didn't want to continue. The good news is, it looks like you can skip using your Doppelganger ability at the beginning of the fight, as long as.
See, and that's wrong. Apparently, is what I'm being told, and the dude might be right. But let's see.
You can get to the special. For a second there, it was looking like you had to have Doppelganger on to activate the SDT buff, but that is not the case. So that makes it a lot more flexible, right? I don't know. So it all depends on what you want to do with him. You can put Spirit Breath on him or something that lets you get MP back. And you can try to hold on to your buff and go the distance with it, right? And then, maybe on your last life.
All that, if this is wrong.
Right, because as soon as they kill you, whatever DT buff you had going on or whatever, that's gone. Even if...
Well, don't disregard that. That is true.
Your healer bring your hero back. If you've already used that buff, you're shit out of luck until you drop a special. You are literally locked out of it.
No. This would mean that you are locked out of it for real, because even if you use a special, you're not doubling your hit count anymore. Which, again, I don't know. He's just doing so much damn damage anyway that I guess it was hard for me to notice. If that's the case,
lock the target.
Because here's what I'm doing here.
You have to Hydro Shell to even have a chance.
Right here, I'm going into Doppelganger first. Right? So I'm going into Doppelganger here. You guys saw that? Right? My MP is getting drained right now. So now we have our hit count doubled. Right?
He interrupted the Doppelganger Roo. So now we've sacrificed everything. Let's see how well we can do. We have Hydro Shell up. We have used our Doppelganger Roo. Now we do have a chance of making this. I've already cleared this a couple of times with this character. It just takes a little bit of luck.
Okay. So maybe that's my problem there. I am still wasting Doppelganger here because I'm dropping the special right afterwards. But here is a good question, like the question I was asking earlier. I have Doppelganger active right now. Is it going to double the hit count for my S4 and then change the buff, or is it going to change the buff, get rid of the double hit, and drop the special? I don't know.
Here is our special. Doppelganger is getting switched out with.
Does it look like
buff.
That got doubled? See, now I see a different buff.
Send double trigger under a state to release your true demonic nature.
That's what's kind of weird about it, right? Is after he did his attack, and after you saw all the damage pop up, then you see the Sin Devil Driver pop up on the character, as if the buff changes over after he actually does the damage. So wouldn't that mean that the S4 should at least be getting doubled? Almost kind of like a true dual wield effect, only if you did it this way. I mean, they could have done something like that if this is the case. That would have been cool. Like, I don't think his special is doing like that much freaking damage. Actually, Nero's special being single target, it is hitting pretty freaking hard. That thing's been fun. But that's the new Nero. We're talking about Virgil here. Right? Maybe this is where I messed up, because again, now if this guy doesn't have double hit count, it's going to be pretty much kind of like the same
nature, right? So here we are, back in it again. Maybe, just maybe,
because right now I'm under the impression that I'm getting double hit counts here.
All right, the magic's not absolutely tearing us apart, especially if they're kind of bunched up and we can hit them with multiple abilities.
It's Sheeta and whatever.
Ooh, I don't know. It's not looking pretty there.
So maybe I'll go in there.
We need to charge our kit, so we're going to try to throw our special again.
And try this again and just not
I think our Hydra Shell is gone. Maja's below half health, though. Can we heal off of some of this?
Look at that awesome damage, though. So you're telling me his hit count's not getting doubled?
Oh, it just wasn't enough. But if we can land this S3, folks, I think we may have done it.
See, that's the thing.
Okay, we did get through, and we
this is kind of what threw me for the loop here. My whole thing is, if I was not doubling my hit count there at all, I don't think I would have beat Maja, just because it was such a close call. Mind you, this is also a 2-week-old video. Virgil was weaker. Like, he had less SC, and this was actually kind of like a tough fight for him. So that's why I ran it here. So can you guys see how I could have definitely messed up and made mistakes? And that's why I'm always saying, hey, you know, please correct me, please. I'm trying to learn too. Like, if you spot something, please let me know. Somebody else pointed out that I thought one of the characters didn't come with Proud, or I didn't have Proud Force unlocked, and they were healing with Proud Force, so they pointed it out to me. Thank you very much. You know who you are. Thank you. Yes, I was wrong. They did come with Proud Force. I just didn't see it in their kit. And yeah, I thought some other stuff was going on, but yeah, I'm at least halfway human, especially on my slow days where I'm like, eh. So yeah, thank you for the corrections. I really appreciate it. And they make me better because I learn from them. Right. With this now, like, this fundamentally is going to want to change how I am using Virgil. It also means that I haven't even really fully used him to the damn max then. Straight up. I haven't. I've been fundamentally using him wrong the whole time. And actually, technically, yeah, I think if I really can manipulate this thing, I can probably get a lot more out of it, because my whole thing was just kind of like save a special for the very end of the fight. When the boss thresholds, you got your special, blah, 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 blah. You're going to dump. Now, I'm waiting for that threshold, and I want to make sure I have 200 MP, and that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to make sure I have a shit ton of S2s charged up so I can snipe somebody from far away for tons and tons of damage. Just drop that shit over and over again. Skill salve so I can charge more S2s if I want to try something like that. I have a bunch of different things that I actually want to try now. And now it's probably going to be one of these things where when the boss gets down to like 30%, that's when I'm going to transform, dump the S2s and everything. And once I'm all out of my kit, depending on how bad the threshold is that I'm in, then yeah, maybe then I'll throw my special. So awesome. I'm going to be trying that approach, right? As opposed to just dropping the Doppelganger at the very beginning of the fight. Just thinking that, well, whatever, as soon as I drop my special, I'll be getting that back anyway, and I'll be doubling my hit counts again anyway. Anyway, this also makes me more interested in the actual skill hit count numbers for his kit. I just do. I want to look over that. That does change things between him and Balin a little bit. Just like, because Balin gets like 1 or 2 or 3 hits more added to his kit. He doesn't get to double his, but I don't know what the base numbers are to begin with, right? So I'm going to try to find the easiest level to drop an S1 at and count how many ones and twos, or, I'm trying not to do this where you're doing thousands of damage, because it's just harder to keep track of just a blob that pops up on the screen and forget about which numbers, like how many of them are there. I don't know. And that's how many hit counts we have. So I'm definitely going to be looking into this more. But I've had a blast playing Virgil already, especially if I've been playing him wrong. Right now, I'm going to definitely research this and see exactly how it plays out. Do I think he's a worse off character for it? No, he really can't be, because that means that if I've been playing him wrong, he's been killing it for me. So we will have to see. And I still want to put him in a team with Balin. I still want to put him in a team with my android. There's so many fun team possibilities now. Ooh, guess what? Rimaru. I put him in a freaking team with Rimaru, and he can go demon time. Well, no, he can go doppelganger time, right? And for his 30 seconds of craziness, Rimaru could apple pie him like 2 or 3 times, depending on how fast Rimaru could get his MP back. And just off of something like that, you would have that full 30 seconds of crazy ass damage, double hit count. You would have all of it with charge kits to dump over and over and over again. Stuff like that. And he's also non-elemental damage, I believe. He is an interesting support for that. And then put Balin in the team with him too. Give him even more damage cap, because he is double handing. I don't know, lots of fun possibilities that I can't wait to try. But I first need to pin down exactly how this works so I can start applying it truly properly. So if I've misled anybody here, trust me, it was completely on accident. This is the way that I've been playing it too. There's nothing malicious involved here. And I'm trying to explain to you guys how I came, to this conclusion while I was going through this. Because my whole thing was, I'm barely clearing this fight with Maja without getting killed with the same setup, right? If I'm not doubling my hit count from dropping my special right off rip, I do not think I'd be able to produce enough fucking damage to clear this fight. So in my mind, like, my hits were getting doubled here, or there was just no way, right? And I was wrong. I was wrong, I guess. So far, that's what it looks like. If anybody wants to leave me a comment and confirm, yeah, and hey, like I said, this leaves the door open to them maybe changing this or tweaking this in the future. Like, I could totally see one of these abilities getting changed in the future, or something that actually kind of lets him stack the double hit with, being flinch proof and whatever for that amount of time. But like I said, it does throw a small wrench into things, into how I wanted to use him here and there. It does kind of maybe explain a couple things too. But I'm so happy with this character's S2, and I still absolutely just love his kit and just the way that it works, especially after playing with Balin. I realize that with Balin, the best travel move that Balin has, the most assaulting move Balin has, in my opinion, just IMO, is his S3. It's absolutely awesome. It's badass. He bounces into the air and comes down at the sharp angle and just slams the ground. It's just great for clearing waves, for clearing everything. But that's really like his kind of big travel move. He uses that to get in, and then you spam the S1 and the S2, and you just do amazing damage. I like the fact that Virgil, actually, his S1 has a breakthrough mechanic. I like how far he moves through the enemy, gets himself out of danger. I like the damage that he does. It's cool to dart back and forth and back and forth. So he actually has somewhat of a charge range with that. And the S2 being a straight up snipe move. And Balin does not have anything in his kit to do anything like that. Balin cannot go to the left corner of the screen and stand there and do crazy ass long range sniper damage just over and over and over again without actually having to throw a projectile. It's just instant damage. You can't dodge it. You can't get out of the way of it. And it does substantial damage. It does a lot of good damage, I've noticed. And I haven't even been using it to its peak, apparently. Right? Because I should really be using Doppelganger and then dropping 5 of my S2s just back to back to back to back. And just the hit count and everything and the combo count that you're going to get from that and the damage on that is just going to be stupid all while you're invulnerable. Nothing can interrupt you. Nothing can reach you. It's going to be great for finishing a lot of things, I think. Right? He also has an S3 that travels. It's going to travel like Balin's. Maybe Balin's S3 might even be able to travel a little bit further. I don't know. I would hope so for his sake. Right? And like I said, the S1, I like how the S1 travels. Balin's S1 does not really travel that far from what I can remember. So my whole thing is I still like the kit and, well, the comparisons I've been doing and actual real game content that I've been running. It was much easier to actually progress in tower a little bit when I wasn't even trying to, just by putting in, Big Papa Virgil. So that's what I'm going to say about that. And now actually my Virgil can maybe be even a little bit more effective since, going to be using him more properly. So we'll have to see how it goes. But I just wanted to show you guys how I got it twisted. And I wanted to get this out there so everybody knows. Thank you. I will always be thankful for any corrections, any new information, anything that helps me play the game better. I'm so thankful for this because now I get to spend the rest of my day thinking about how I actually want to utilize my favorite character that has dropped in this game in a long time and how much I've been underutilizing him. I'm just going to go do a bunch of stuff with S2, and I'm going to just make a bunch of different builds. I cannot wait. I think it's going to be absolutely stupid. I think his S2 is just going to turn into a sniper machine gun. So we'll have to see. That is in the works. That's what I'm working on now. But thank you. I will give anyone a shout out that, helps, and you're helping a lot of people, right? Not just me. So I give credit where it's due, as long as you're nice and respectful and realize that, we're all playing a video game here, right? It's not life or death, but we all appreciate this game. And that's why this community is so amazing and supportive of each other, right? And I want to definitely support that, and I want to encourage that. So we have a great community. I love this channel. I like talking to all of you. That's why I get so upset when YouTube hides comments or they take forever for me to find, but I wanted to get this correction out there quickly if that was if this is the case, and it is looking like it right now. I still have to do more testing, right? But so far it's looking good enough for me to make this correction video and give a shout out. Again, does it change how I feel about the character? Well, of course it does, but not necessarily in a negative way because of how he's been performing. So, if he's performing like this and I'm technically playing him wrong, I technically have some definite improvements I can make. So we're going to have to see how far that goes. If anything, I'm just extremely excited about this. So thank you, LC community, for making this game a better game for me. And I can only hope and pray that I can do the same thing for some of you out there somewhere. Leave me a comment. Let me know what's up. I love talking to all of you. I'm happy our channel is at the size where it's at because I can actually communicate with all of you, and I think I have. I try to write back everybody that tries to talk to me or say anything to me. It's what this is here for. We are an awesome community. We are the underground. Shh, don't tell nobody. So as always, have an awesome day, everybody, and I will see you all on the flip side.